And as you know, and we had this the biggest earthquake ever in Japan on the 11th of March, and then it happened in the early afternoon of the 11th. I was on the way to my best friend's house from my parents' house, and then I stopped at 7-Eleven, and it started shaking, and then it started out really as just one of those earthquakes that we normally have, but it got stronger and stronger, and everyone got scared. Cars stopped, and then traffic lights went out, and then it became messy even in Japan, in Tokyo. And then as soon as it happened, I remember that I have friends, up north, especially in Sendai. And then right about then, I received a phone call from Tohoku University Hospital, which is a hub hospital in Tohoku area, asking for immediate necessities that they lost because of the tsunami. A lot of people lost their cars. A lot of people lost their families, and then it was just a mess. Um, I quickly got hold of TV stations and then actually begged them to, fly the stuff out of Japan to, especially to the Sendai area first, and then dropped off water, food, diapers, baby's formula, and whatever the immediate necessities that I could think of. And then I asked two helicopters to do that first. And in the meantime, I found somebody who had a special pass to go to Sendai. Back then, that was on the third day, so which was on the 14th or the 13th or 14th. The roads are still closed, so he had to take the regular road, not the expressway, to go up to Sendai. It took him about 10 hours or so to get up there, but he was kind enough to take the truckload of stuff. Again, the diapers, mainly the baby stuff, and then food, underwear, blankets, you name it. We just gathered. We meaning my friends and I, try to gather everything on this side in Tokyo and in the Yokohama area, and then sent them off. And then so far, I've sent 6 truckload of things to up north. Miyagi Prefecture, Fukushima Prefecture, that's where the nuclear plants are, and also Iwate Prefecture, where the tsunami hit the most. And then I'm planning to send another truck on Saturday with more food and more baby stuff, and then also underwear. And also, feminine sanitary, napkins and stuff. Um, because the stores will open up north, but there are lines and lines of people out there, and then they only get 2 truck worth of things at the store, and then by the time the last people, the batch of people get into the store, nothing is left in the store. So, and then we also hear that a couple of villages, near the nuclear plants are dying because, they're starving to death because no one wants to go there. I tried to send 1 truck up to Fukushima, but about 30 kilometers, which is about, what, about 20 miles before the village, the truck driver stopped there and then left the truck there, and then he refused to drive out there because it was too dangerous, and that's understandable. And then I'm begging the local government to transport the stuff, but they can't even do that because they're waiting for the central government to give them orders, and then which takes forever. And then I called the Red Cross, I called UNICEF, I called all the major, the relief organizations. No one was willing to help. So I said, okay, fine. As an individual, I will do whatever I can do. So I started buying things, and then in the beginning, all the companies and supermarkets were kind enough to donate things to us. But as we are facing shortage of food and things, even in Tokyo, um, they cannot just donate things to us, so I have to eventually buy things and then send them off, and then the transportation costs a lot of money too, and then everything was out of my pocket. And then by the time I sent out my second truck, I said, oh no, I'm my bank account is coming to zero, so I need some help. So I quickly sent out an email, or a mass email, to my friends and family in Los Angeles area to ask for help. And then thanks to all my friends in Los Angeles, yeah, they forwarded the emails to their friends and their families, and then they gathered money, and they're sending me checks with the trust that I'm doing the right thing. And then uh, about a week ago, I received an email from JCCC informing us that they had a visual. I believe that happened last Friday, and then somebody there mentioned my name, and then what I have been doing, and then people asked for my address so that they could send checks, and then I'm constantly receiving checks, thanks to everybody in Los Angeles area. And then I also received a call from Brian Kito, president of Fugetsudo in J-Town, and then he is trying to coordinate with the supermarkets and the stores who are willing to donate stuff like underwear, clothing, diapers, baby's formula, water, and then transport it to Japan. But we have no means whatsoever to transport that much stuff from the States to Japan. And then Brian and also Mr. Kim of the Japan Korea Society have been working closely with the Japanese consulate, and also calling the airlines, especially Japan Airlines and ANA, because there are the two major Japanese airlines, to help transporting things, directly to Narita. But again, it's in the talk right now, but we haven't got the last word yet. What from what my understanding, from what I understand, that we need some sort of a government organization or autonomous, personnel to receive the goods on our side. But like I said, I'm a university professor. I'm teaching at a university in Tokyo, and I'm also a simultaneous interpreter for the United Nations and the Japanese government. But I'm not a member of any of the nonprofit organizations or any of those relief organizations. So I am not entitled to receive that. So what I'm saying is that if I am to receive any of the goods coming from the States, I will probably have to pay huge amount of tax at the customs. And then in order to avoid that, I'm trying to find somebody here to receive the cargo, from the States. And then I'm trying to find the ways to bring the stuff over here. And I understand from the news and also from the newspaper that the U.S. military is and has been helping out the Japanese government for this earthquake and tsunami relief. I'm just wondering if the U.S. military is willing to help transport the stuff, to here or directly to up north, so that we don't have to worry about the transportation from Narita Airport to Sendai or to Morioka or to Fukushima. So that's exactly what I've been doing.